As soon as I switch my scenes, Cham returns. So welcome back everyone, welcome back to the SC2's group stage round number 3. Oh boy, Cham just took down Estrella 2-0. Now he's up against Juanito. Now he's up against SpeCial in the 3rd round. I still do lean towards Cham here. Cham, he is a little more in form. He has been a little more active as of late. SpeCial only recently returned after a very long hiatus, and we'll see how they compare to each other. We'll see if we can embrace an ace match as well. As spawning in the right hand corner of ley lines, we have the Mexican Terran player. We have the blue Terran. Representing Team Gosu, it is SpeCial. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Mexican Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Xeritus Esports. It is Cham. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as SpeCial opens up with what looks to be 2-Rax Reaper. Okay, so going for the low ground setup here. This is either 2-Rax Reaper or Rax into Factory. I know that SpeCial's quite fond of going for that Factory opener as well. One or the other is what we're expecting out of Juanito. Let's go. And based on the fact that he's not moving down with the second SCV, it looks like, yep, Rax into Factory, into low ground wall off. There are some pros and there are some cons to this build that SpeCial is going for. Now, if you haven't seen this before, the plus side here of going for the Factory wall off is that you're able to wall off early on, and that means that your building, your CC is going to be safe from any early Ling aggression. That is true. The downside is that your production is exposed. What this means is that if Cham were to go for a Roach all-in, if you were to go for an early like 2.5 base kind of like Roach all-in, Roach aggression, it does mean that the production is going to be exposed because your Rax and your Factory are on the low ground. That means that if the low ground is broken, everything is broken. You don't have your production safely on the high ground here in the main. So that is the one big downside of going for this. Likewise, it's going to be Factory before CC, so it's going to be delayed command center in favor of the faster Factory, so delayed economy as well for SpeCial. Delayed economy, exposed production. Cham goes in with the Overlord, and Cham will confirm the Factory, so he knows. He's aware of the earlier Factory. Cham is droning. Cham is claiming his own 3rd base. And we'll see if Cham does indeed open up roaches. Cham, he even confirms that the CC is late. I wish he kills the Factory. He's already made aware. SpeCial's going to be zoned away. Okay, to the main. Cham's out of position. Where's the Queen? Yeah, no Queen's in position. Links as well. Reaper stage 9 mining. Nice moves here by SpeCial. But Cham doesn't lose anything yet. No major losses outside of the Zerglings. Oh, meanwhile, big shout to Sunny C stream in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 3 months. For 3 months. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate the support. Hellion is natural. Drone's going to be going down. Drones are getting roasted. And Cham has late reaction. Yeah, he does not react. Oof. 4 drone kills. Getting up to 5 workers. Aye. That should not have happened. 5 drones go down. SpeCial does take an economic lead. And SpeCial is going for an early drop. Interesting. So Cyclone into Medevac into early drop. This is a bit of a kitchen sink build here. It's a little bit of everything. Reaper, Hellion, Marine, Cyclone, Medevac. Looks like it's meant to try to catch Cham off guard. Cham is yet to confirm. As the Overlord is gonna fall. Oh no, just barely will. Barely will not. Overlord does pull away. But SpeCial, he wants that Overlord. He wants it. And And Cham is droning. Cham, because of the early damage, is still just re-droning. He has not teched up. Behind this special, going into Cloak Banshees, so we do have a third CC on the way. He's building up into a longer game. And I'm a little bit surprised that Cham has not actually teched. He's still just focusing on defense, droning, making more queens. Has a very late lair as a result. He's still on hashtag. Cham, he might just be overwhelmed here. Yeah, he'll lose one. He may lose both queens. Yeah, both queens go down. And Cham doesn't have anything. He's gonna lose another queen. I mean, there's nothing. There's just nothing here. 3 queens go down. And even though the special is expanding, special's getting a third base, he may just snowball from here. This is a 5:30 lair timing. Very late lair here for Cham. There we go. We have 20 lings on the way. Coming in first round as well. Cham, he will hold. Oh, the micro. The pickup. Cham, he does hold. He does survive. But again, it still feels like a really shaky start for Cham. Just because all the tech is so delayed. Now we're taking gases. Now we're getting the lair. From here, we can... he's taking all 6 gases. Jesus. Are we going to mutas? 6 gases on the way, but it's a late lair. But there's no Baneliness, no Roach Warren. It has to be Muta, right? If not Muta, we're going Ling into Infestor into Ultra. Yeah, there it is. Muta's on the way. So again, the reason why we expected this is there's no Baneliness, no Roach Warren. There's nothing. This is really risky, and because we're skipping so much tech, there's a big window. There's a big window in time where Cham is vulnerable. Where Cham would just topple over against a push. Against the stim timing. And Special is pushing. Now, is this too soon? Special, I feel like he could do with just pulling back, building up his forces, building up a wave of bio, and then moving out. This feels a little bit premature. But it looks like he will force a cancel. Never mind. Does cancel the base. Lings, they went for a counterattack instead. They do hit the mineral line. Oh. The SCVs are going down. But at the same time, queens are falling. Still brutal losses here for Cham. Takes on the Cyclone, gets on the Marines. Not bad. Again, this army, just the size isn't there. The quantity isn't there. And especially he loses 16 SCVs across the map. This should not have happened. Yeah, this should not have happened. Again, Special, he moved out too soon. He lost the army. He had nothing at home to defend. He'll lose 19 workers. And Cham, he's back in this. Wow. Yeah, Cham, he punishes Special. Special gets punished. The mutas are on the way. Special, he has no pressure now. He's stuck at home. Now he has to build up from scratch. And that window where Cham was vulnerable, it's closed. At this point, it's still kind of open, I will say, but it is closing. Special going for biomech? No, just biotank. Just biotank of the special. Just one factory. The initial opener just had a cyclone alongside it with a lower Hellion count. As mutas they make their way into the bases. Turrets are not yet ready. SCVs are going to be going down. Not bad. Making 3, 4, 5 SCV kills. And this is keeping Special busy. And Special, he's becoming all in. Like he's committing with everything. And that's a lot of Marines. That's a lot of bio. Bathing run by is being set up. Cham has to slow this down. He's building up as much as he can. It's still a terrifying army. He goes in. The tanks are on siege. Yeah, tanks are getting caught. Getting one. Both tanks are going to be going down. And Cham holds. Wow, Cham, he does hold. Did F2 a little bit, so the Banelings, they raced back home. So no run by, no counterattack. But now there are no defensive tanks. Cham collapsing the army. Oh my god. Brutal connections. And And once again, SpeCial, he will lose his third base mineral line. As every SCV goes down. And again, SpeCial, he had momentum, he just overextended, right? He just pushed out too soon. It meant that he had nothing at home to defend. He didn't have to push as early as he did. He just got too excited. Oh, nice catch. Getting 2 meters. 2 meters go down. Banshee gets shot down though. Cham likes to keep the window cracked for fresh air. Ah, true. Let's go. Yeah, and again, especially he's kind of lost all the momentum he previously had. He's lost just far too many workers. Enough time has passed with Cham. He can very comfortably defend against this. So there's plenty of Ling Bane. Mutas are going to be thrown away, so not the best engage with the Mutas. But the Banelings do zone. SpeCial is being chased down. Four getting chased. Oh, once again, Cham peels off into the mineral line. Crashes in, takes down 13 more SCVs. Look at Jesus. As Cham, he does overextend. Brings out those Banelings. Cham pulling back. He does need to morph in more Banelings soon. Here they come. The Banelings, they are a little bit late. Oh. Cham is gonna be careful. Jesus. Banelings are finishing up. I mean, SpeCial, he still has the potential with this push. Still has a massive army. And Cham, has he bled out too much? Once again, Lings are getting across the map. Cham picks up more Marines. Collapsing once again. Going for the main army, and there's just not that much bio left. I say that. With reinforcements, SpeCial, he can do this. He can pull this off. We need Banelings. We need more Banelings. SpeCial kills the base, kills the expansion. He's still rallying across the map. SpeCial, he can end this. He's close. Nice target firing. Very nice target firing of the SpeCial. Once again, focus down the Banelings, and the Mutas are left, and SpeCial he's done a GG gets called. He breaks through the Mutas, and SpeCial will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Both players losing a little momentum here. Initially, SpeCial had a really strong start. He had a very strong start, sniping queens, drones, lings, denying bases as well. And SpeCial did lose that lead once Cham was able to collapse on the army, pick him apart, get across the map, pick off the entire mineral line as well. SpeCial, he lost that lead, lost that momentum. Likewise, so did Cham. Cham, he was doing a lot of damage. He was wreaking havoc, killing SCVs, collapsing on the main army. But we did mention when he overextended towards the end of the game, towards like the last 5 minutes or so, he did. Oh, I should make the lobby. My apologies. But towards the end of the game, we saw that Cham, he was overextending. He was taking some really rough fights, bleeding out a lot of Ling Bane. And once he bled out too much, I mean, he was overwhelmed. With that, GG, well played. With that, SpeCial does punish, and with that, we're getting into game number 2. That's the downside of going into Ling Bane Muta like this. Is that your army is very fragile. So if you take one too many bad fights, despite having a lead, despite having momentum, you will lose everything here. It's a very fragile composition. GG. GG, well played. here we go. As we're loading into Tokamak. That was Cham's game to lose. Yeah, for sure. Like he had a lead, he had momentum, he just overextended, let out too much Ling Bane. Too much, man. Too much. As the Terran army is much more efficient, you can't afford to throw away that much Ling Bane as well. And now we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak. We have the Mexican Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Gosu, leading the series 1-0. It is SpeCial. Once again setting up on the low ground and spawning in the bottom left hand corner. We have his opponents. We have the Mexican Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing Exeritus Esports. It is Cham. Here we go. Now once again, SpeCial has the option here to go for another Rax into double Rax opener to Rax Reaper. He could open up Rax into Factory into delayed CC, which is what he went for in the last game. And we'll see how Cham responds and how he reacts. Once again, welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool, much more defensive map as well. Because of that, we could see Muta play again out of Cham. I'm not too fond of Roach play on Tokamak. I don't know if you can really achieve too much with it. We'll see. Meanwhile, it is once again Rax into Factory. We have the SpeCial opener. Juanito. Hello. What's going on? Are we proxy starport? 1-1-1, one base all in? Okay. So it looks like we are going for the proxy starport here. I believe this is for a medevac to be able to reinforce and drop into the main. If I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, technically, we could be fancy and we could go for a starport into add-on. But that will hit quite late. Regardless, one base all in, delayed CC. We're waiting for the starport. As the factory is almost done. Starport is going to be on the way. Now, based on this location, there is room for an add-on here. I'm still leaning towards medevac. Okay, CC before starport, so we are not going to an all-in. We are expanding. It's a delayed expansion, very delayed. There's that starport. Oh boy. And so far, Cham is unaware. Cham does not Overlord Scout. Ooh, bold move. Ah, that's a very bold move here from Cham. 0 Overlord Scout. So Cham is playing blind. He has no idea what's going on. I mean, he sees the initial Reaper Hellion. It's not medevac, we're going for a Liberator, okay. We're going into Liberator into Fusion Core into BC. No shot. I know that Gumiho's played around with that before. My eyes are on this worker. I mean, there's no reason to... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Fusion Core into BC. We've seen this before. So, Gumiho's done this build. SpeCial's done this build as well. So, we're going into Proxy BC. But I will say that I believe that we saw this work against Protoss when Gumiho went for it. SpeCial again, harassing with her way in. Now the downside of this Liberator is that it is going to telegraph that there is a proxy. Nice round with the Lings. So let's catch out the Reapers at the same time. Cham is distracted. Drones are going down. 5 drone kills. Ooh, brutal pickups. 5 drones go down. And Cham, he didn't pull back in the gas. You know what that means? That means there's no lair. Yeah, there's no lair. Nice round. It catches out all the Hellions. SpeCial pulls away from the proxy. And there's a bit of a give and take here. So obviously SpeCial is just cranking out purely Hellion. Pure Hellion here. At a SpeCial, BCs are on the way. And remember, Cham, he had a really late pull into gas. So his gases are very delayed. Whereas typically we would have like a 4:30 lair timing. Cham, he's going for a 5:30 lair timing instead. So much later lair, which means late Spire, late anti-air. Like this, it feels like this is almost like a hard counter to Cham's style of just going for a later lair. We saw this in game 1. Oh boy. And here it is, we're at 5:30. Yep, there's a lair timing. So this is the same lair timing that we saw last game. Very late. How many queens? 6, soon to be 7 queens. It's an okay queen count. BC's rolling up. And BC's revealed. Does focus on the queens. Gets one. One queen goes down. Hellions, they bust into the mineral line. Getting another queen. That's going to be 2 queen kills. But there's 5 queens left. Oof. The Lings are getting roasted. And Hellions are getting into the mineral lines. And Cham just cannot keep up. Does try to full wall. Hellions, they get in anyway. And drones, they cannot escape here. They cannot get away. Oof. They get roasted. And this is becoming critical damage. Oh, nice cleanup though. Okay. Nice cleanup. Cleans up the Lings. This could have been so much worse. Yamato's almost done. And these BCs, they should never go down. The reason for this, there's no Spire, right? There's no Spire. Only queens. Behind the SpeCial getting into mech. Here come the Yamatos. He gets 1 queen, gets 2, gets 3. 3 queens go down. And remember, there's no Spire, right? There's no Spire, so it's only queen defense. We're down to 5 queens. Down to 4. And 4 queens remaining. Down to 3. 3 queens left. Mules ain't coming to repair. Losing another queen, and SpeCial's on it. At this point, SpeCial is on it. He has broken his opponents. Cham cannot keep up. Roches are popping out. That's still going to be 14 drone kills. Oof. Getting up to 16. Gets 1 more volley up. And species are still wreaking havoc. And he can just kill the base. At this point, he can just kill the expansion. And there's nothing that Cham can do. GG gets called SpeCial. He will take the series 2-0, being the first to bring down Cham. GG. Whew. GG, well played. And again, this build feels almost like specialized to kill Cham, specifically for his build of choice. Like, winding it back, remember Cham, he intentionally has been delaying his lair. He delayed it in game 1, he delayed it here in game 2 as well, so he delayed his lair. Likewise, what was even worse, specifically for this game, was the lack of scouting. We spoke about it. Cham, he decided not to Overlord scout. He kept his first 2 Overlords on his side of the map. He did not scout across the map, so we didn't see how late the expansion was. He didn't see that there was no starport inside either, and there was no add-on swap. There's so much information that the first Overlord can give you, but he never went across the map. So Cham, he was lacking information, and of course he was also delaying his tech. So delayed tech, no scouting, GG. GG well played, SpeCial. He got away with his build, got away with his shenanigans. And with that, congratulations. Oh. With that GG well played. Again, we could have easily seen an ace match though. Like Cham, he was in a really good position in that first game. Cham, he was able to bring it back, but then again overextended. SpeCial did punish. There's a world where we could have seen a game 3, but in the end, SpeCial did pop off. GG well played. And that is round 4 concluding, and now we're getting ready for round. Sorry, that was round 3 concluding. Now we're getting into round number 4. Let's go. Let us go. Whoever life favors, pick the opposite. Noted. True. I was favoring Cham against SpeCial, and I was favoring Australia against Cham. True. But I also favored Australia against Eggs, and Australia did win that. So, oh no. Here we go. Looks like the Wikipedia page is still updating, so yeah, Wikipedia page is a little bit messy. But we are getting into round number 4.